Hello, all. This is Alejandro Bratti and William Eiley from Unlock Clarity, and welcome to the Spanglish World Network on Single TV channel 250. Please remember to download both the Single TV apps on the respective app stores on iOS and Android devices. While you download, leave a comment and a rate. The app is free and is available in Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, Roku, and all smart TVs. Today's we are going to be working in a topic that we believe is very important for everybody, that it's like trying to excel in different areas in their life, not only in one but in other areas. And that's why talking about the art of knowing, it's something very important. And we are going to be talking a little bit about some of the strategies and some of the things that we can do when we want to improve that. And we're going to do it similar to what we did last week about doing like some interaction and putting ourselves in the line. So how are you, William?
I'm doing well. How are you? Sounds like you're having a challenge with your voice.
I am changing voices. It seems that I am a teenager again. I don't know. but but I hope that at least the 20 minutes of the program is working my voice.
Yeah.
So this topic is, I believe it's very important, and sometimes it's very difficult because it's talking, when we are talking about the art of knowing, has to, there is a lot of connection with trust. And what are we trusting, and if we are being able to trust ourselves in that area or not, is going to make a huge impact on anything that we are trying to accomplish. So in that regards, we want to do like a type of live experience here with William. So if you start to think about an area that you feel like, okay, I am very confident, I know a lot about this topic, I feel that I am really knowledgeable, and I even know that I have a lot of trust in this area. What is that one?
One of the things that I've invested the last 20, 25 years in is energy work.
Mm.
I'm very confident in my abilities with that.
And what happens when you feel confident? What happens if you have a new person that you don't know? Yeah, you don't have any idea of that person, but you know that he wants some energy work. What happens inside of you? How do you feel that you're going to have that conversation with this person?
I ask a lot of questions. I find out where they are, what they're going through. Um, I've experienced a lot in my 52 years on this planet, and well, let's just go with an interview I had today. It went very well. She hasn't experienced very many things that I haven't um, either experienced in my life or I am very familiar with. So just find out where they're coming from and what what I know that could benefit them and how I can help them shift perspectives.
So when you have this first connection with this person, and you know that it's about energy work, how do you feel? How do you feel like, okay, I know that I can help you? You feel with that sensation, right?
Yes. Not always, though, but yes, most of the time, because it's just a matter of I've gotten to the point of do I even want to work with this person?
Well, that's another thing. And if
That's
the other person doesn't really want to work or do something, it's just a quick fix. That's another thing. But
right. Um, so yeah, I'm like I say, I'm pretty confident that I can help almost anyone, almost, um, with whatever challenge they're going through. just because of how we've been programmed in life. And so the power of knowing, um, it's like you were saying, a lot about trust in myself. And what I was taught as a younger person, a child and teenager and young adult and such, is that it wasn't really okay to trust myself. And yeah, so that, yeah, that's one of those interesting topics. Absolutely, and it's crucial.
And it's interesting what you are saying because we are not talking about an area that you feel that your whole life has been amazing and you have been always confident in that area and you have been trusting all the time. You are talking about like, okay, I feel very confident in this one and I feel amazing, but I know that in the past when I was a child was exactly the opposite.
Yeah, even in my 20s. Um, yeah, even in my 20s. So this is confidence born of experience out of the last, say, 18 years of my life that I've been working through some of this.
So let's go to the opposite side. Let's start to think about one area that you don't feel like you are really confident, that you feel like, okay, I would like to improve, but right now it's like not really that I feel like as confident as I am right now, that I know that 95% of the cases I can solve them with the energy work. Tell me about one of those areas that maybe you want to improve, but it's not really uh, as confident as you are with this energy work.
Well, let's go with who you show up as, your level of competence with being the coaching certifications that you have. I have a challenge with not comparing myself to you, in that you are an amazing hypnotherapist and you're awesome at NLP and the neurosemantics that you're working through. And it's just like, yeah, I want to get better at that. And I'm not confident for the most part. I mean, if someone needed a light hypnosis, I can do that. I'm not that great at it.
So let's start to think like, okay, now you are thinking about this area. So the first question is, what do you really want to achieve? What do you want to get?
I want to be able to help people in this space more effectively. That's what it comes
Okay.
down to. I mean, that's it's like if I have these skills, I can what I think I can do is a better job. Maybe not.
Okay, let's understand what is effectively for you.
Uh, just simply having more confidence in those abilities. I'd like to be as confident at in that space as I am in the energy workspace.
And why do you feel that it's important?
Hmm. Oh, because there's a part of me that doesn't feel like he doesn't feel like he's arrived yet. He doesn't feel like he knows enough
Mm.
to actually make a huge difference in someone's life. Now, never mind the facts that I've already made a huge difference in many, many people's lives. There's still this part back here that's going, no, you don't have it yet.
And do you think that having these new tools as hypnotherapy, as are going to really help you to be there, or what do you think?
No,
Okay.
I can do as good a job. Well, I have been for the last, 3 or 4 years. I have been doing as good a job without them as I would with. realistically, I still have helped people make huge advancements in their life without those skills.
So that leads us for the question to go back to, okay, what do you really want?
Well, apparently, I want to use my own tools so that I can feel better about myself.
Yes, exactly.
Because there's truly no challenge here. There's no what is it? There's no lack of skills.
Exactly. You have all the skills, and I am a proof of that. I have been working with you for a while, and we have been helping each other, and doing this is something that you know what to do. But so let's start to think like, okay, start to imagine like, I want to be this person that wants to like lead in, like have more tools maybe, or maybe the tools that I have are enough. So if you have the enough, and this is really for everybody that is listening, is very important, because sometimes we think that we have an idea of what we want to achieve, and when we start to do the question, and why is that important, and what is exactly what you want to achieve, suddenly you realize that you don't really want to be that or have that. It's what is happening right now with William. It's like, yeah, I would love to have all the tools that Alejandro has. Oh, but in reality, I don't need them. I have been working without them, and it has been great. So that's a lot of the things that start to happen with us. Like, okay, thinking like, okay, but am I enough with this or not?
And that is where the power of knowing comes in, where we give ourselves permission to know that we're enough.
Mm-hmm.
As challenging as that is, because person X, Y, or Z that I really looked up to or respected told me I wasn't. Okay.
Exactly. So who is telling you, and who are you believing, and what are the beliefs that you have thinking that you are not enough? That is a good start, to start to know like, okay, this is exactly the problem or not. So that's why asking deep questions can help you to really start to dig deep and start to find like, okay, do I know? And that's why this is really an art. It's not something that there is science and specifically you do it this way and you are going to find it the responses. Why? Because at the end we are humans and everybody has a different flavor and different problems and different beliefs that are helping you or stopping you to become the person that you are supposed to be. So let's go quickly in another example. Let's think about another area you think, and doesn't have to be in the business. It can be in another area that you want to improve. That you feel that you are not confident enough.
Interesting. I must have grown a lot in the last week. I'm not actually coming up with anything.
Imagine something just for the sake of the exercise right now.
Oh, man. Put me on the spot.
And this is important. What he's saying is like sometimes we are working a lot of stuff and we don't have an idea. So it can be with family, maybe even as simple as I want to improve my conversation with my wife and have a better connection. I know that I can have amazing connection with everybody that I am working, but suddenly with your wife is not exactly the same. So I am just giving an example. I'm not saying that that is the case, but it can be as simple as that or as complicated as that. Depends on how do you want to see it. or with exercises, or with food?
I do know one area that I would love to get better at, and um, learning how to program AI, or even learning German. Um, that's one that I'm thinking about now.
So let's start to do the second question again. Why is that important for you?
I have a couple of folks. Let's just go with the German. I have a couple of folks that I would love to be able to talk in their language. I mean, they do English really well. It's just that I would love to um, be able to have a conversation in their native language.
And why do you think that is important for you?
Well, I've always wanted to learn German, so there's that part. Um, why is that important for me? Just uh, I like to meet people where they are, and for me, being able to speak someone's native language is one of the ultimates in meeting them where they are.
So, and we are going to stop there. I know that I can go deeper, but we don't have time. But for example, we know that you have worked in the last 20 years in your confidence and in your trust, and working in yourself and understand in even what is energy work and why that is important for you and for others, and how you can help a lot of people. And you are amazing doing that. You're amazing finding like the right problem in each person, and that's something that you have been working a lot. It wasn't a really good at the beginning, but in the process you started to become like really good at that. Even that you created your own step by step and your own grids of how to help people. So that's one thing. But in the other area, you have another one that you want to learn German, and you are thinking like, okay, it will be great to know how to speak in German with these guys. And if you start to go deeper, like, okay, I always wanted to learn this language, and I want to be fluent in that language. So if you start to see, and you really want this, and you realize that you really want this, because suddenly that can open the door for a new market and maybe other stuff. So you realize that you're going to see that you can borrow this confidence that you had in the past, that you had to go through a lot of roadblocks and a lot of problems in the process to become the energy healer, and the person that can help people to improve their energy. And you can do the same thing here. Maybe you are not going to need 20 years, because you already know what are the steps and what to do when you are inside of a buckle that nothing is happening, and you already know that from this area. So suddenly you can implement this in the other area.
Yeah, borrow the confidence. I like it.
So the 3 points that we want to leave to everybody, the 3 strategies for making better decision, is first, start to describe an area that you are very confident and very knowledgeable. Second, review that area and that you want to improve, and start to do the deep inside questions, just to find out if you really want that. You saw it in the exercise today. At the end, William was like, yeah, I want more tools, because it's nice to have a lot of tools. And it's like, suddenly, like, why you do you need it? You don't really need it. So after that, you realize what is exactly what you want to improve. And the third strategy is like, okay, learn from what you had in this first part, that you are very knowledgeable, and borrow that confidence to implement it in the other one, and avoid all the mistakes that you have here. And if you have them, you can improve it very quickly. So any last questions, any last comment that you want to leave, William? To
Not this week. I think we've covered just about everything. You've done a great job.
So, thank you. And my voice will allow us to talk today.
It's nice.
So, next week we are going to be talking about trustworthy. So, that is going to help us to really go deep again to understand why that is important. So remember, this show can also be heard on the Spanglish Radio Network. Please check out spanglishworld.ca for all the news and programming. The Spanglish World, watch it, hear it, read it, download it, and leave it. Thank you, William. Thank you all.
Bye.